All right. Welcome to Crossroads Sports Radio, episode number 407. I'm your host, Brandon Reef. Joined as always by my co-host, Jonathan Birdsong. JB, how are you?
Good to be back, man. Ready to talk, some good times, some good sports, man, that we missed over the weekend, whether it be NBA, NFL, or, more particularly home here at the Indy 500, man. So spin the wheel, man, wherever you want to start it.
Yeah, audio's good, video's good for JB, so
For
we're looking
once.
good tonight. We'll take it. Let's dive right into the NBA, John. I think that's where everybody right now it's all about it. The New York
Absolutely.
Knicks have swept the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-0. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Max Strus and squad have whimpered into the night, back to their doghouse. The
Anyway.
New York Knicks, the nemesis of the Indiana Pacers, who's eliminated in the last 2 years. Pacers went to the finals last year. Obviously, this year, the New York Knicks are in the NBA Finals like it's 1995 all over again.
Yeah, man, and they, they're playing, and 94. And no joke, man, they're playing on all cylinders, playing collectively as a unit. Mike Mike Davis, not Mike Davis. It's a new paint coach, man, in there, and start with Tibbs, kind of, just burn all the wheels off last year. New coach, new system, man. We have a rotation of like 8 or 9 players sometimes. So you got so great inspired play, more so on the court. Great inspired play by Brunson by Brunson. You got great inspired play by Karl-Anthony Towns. Efficient play by Karl-Anthony Towns, where he's not, just relying on his outside shot, man. And the Hoosier homie, OG Anunoby. Again, some great critical plays out of him as well, man. They just, if it wasn't Indiana, I would be probably commending it more, man. Just a great team effort, man, putting away the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers has got the most brain damaged team that you in this playoff. They have a good outside balance. But it seemed like they forgot that they have, 2 6'11" guys, 7-footers, man. So, they got to go, figure out their offseason, whether they sign some of their free agents, man. But man, like I said, great team victory led by Brunson and the other Villanova Knicks, as I like to call them, whether it's Josh Hart or Bridges out there, man, everybody's kind of contributing, man. So you got to tip your hat to the Knicks for sure.
Yeah, Landry Shamit's out there like he's the greatest 3-point shooter in history right now.
He's got like Steve Kerr, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his Steve Kerr moments. Miles McBride out there as well. Alvarado, did you think he'd be in the NBA Finals? Nope. He said that was his one comment during his interview. But they've got a mixed match of pieces. Brunson, Anunoby, Hart, Towns, Bridges, Robinson, Jordan Clarkson from his veteran days that he's had, Shohan, Shamet. They got a good squad, man, and it was kind of a put up or shut up year for the Knicks. We talked about this, the Villanova Knicks. Like it was going to be probably a wrap if it didn't work out. So props to the Knicks, as much as I hate to say it. Props to them for making the NBA Finals. It'll be, New York will be lively. The Garden will be cool to see.
All the alumni have come out, whether it's Patrick Ewing, Latrell Sprewell, Walt Frazier.
Marbury's not alumni. I don't care. He was there for a cup of coffee. Stephon Marbury, he's out there on the floor. Shit, we got people. Where's Jeremy Lin at? They got a seat for him. He coming back.
Well, Marbury's a native New Yorker, so he's always gonna claim, Knicks, even though he was there for a cup of coffee. But like, nah, man. The fandom is outpouring. And like I said, they wait for, the winner of Oklahoma and the Spurs.
Oklahoma and the Spurs, John. Oklahoma takes a 3-2 series lead.
Would you say last night's game was commanding? I wouldn't necessarily say last night's game was commanding. In the second night,
I wouldn't say it's commanding, but was it comfortable? I thought it was a comfortable game for Oklahoma City. I don't think it's commanding, but I'll give you comfortable.
Yeah. So, Oklahoma is good enough, and you feel like they know the matches that benefit them, even when Wemby is out there.
Yeah.
Like they, you know what I'm saying? I've said this, but they can really show some historicness, you know what I'm saying, in big moments. They can kind of close out on the road. That would be monumental for them.
This we really haven't seen them this series stepping up like to take one of those big commanding games. Besides Game 3, where they started out down 15-0, and they end up winning by 15 themselves, which
Right.
I think that was I hate to say it, but I think that probably was the backbreaker for the Spurs. That was your chance to be up 2-1 with Game 4 at home, where you could try to take a 3-1 lead. Caruso was playing Game 4. I don't think Oklahoma City felt like they had to win Game 4, right?
Okay.
They got Game 3. They got the one game they needed to get in here, and they got out. And I told you, John, in a text message over the weekend, I said, they're one Wemby three-pointer away from 30 feet to being up 3-0 themselves. Obviously, the Knicks would be the underdog between both teams.
Right.
When we made our playoff brackets, my playoff bracket was Oklahoma City and Knicks in the NBA Finals, if you remember.
I didn't necessarily have the same kind of confidence in the Knicks, but again, when the Boston Celtics and Joe Mazzulla was coach of the year, somehow crazy, wow. You know what I'm saying, when they bowed out, man, the Knicks became, like I said, the strongest team. At least on the East Coast. I just think, man, Oklahoma's got some veteran experience. They got an Energizer Bunny, you name them, come off the bench, man. But one in particular, you know what I'm saying, McCain, who Philadelphia 76ers just kind of gave away. Money-making McCain just comes in there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of been inconsistent, but he just comes in with a lot of energy, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they need, man. Caruso, you mentioned. Again, man, I kind of wonder, I kind of tease with some of my Laker friends, man. Did y'all really miss Caruso? You have to. They have to miss Caruso. Caruso's been playing, like you said, inspired basketball. When Brandon Reeves kind of pinned Oklahoma in here, I just want to situate this, man. He just said it's not that Wemby's obviously the best player. Wemby's obviously the best player on the floor, even with Shea, you know what I'm saying, doing some of he has some Shea things, however you feel about, you know what I'm saying, the free throw merger, man. He has some Shea things in the last, you know what I'm saying, last 5
They're
games.
Injured super deep.
Yeah. But it's just a veteran. They have a veteran, like, you know what I'm saying, ownership about them. The Oklahoma City Thunder does that when they need to make plays and need to make a run, or when they need to stop you or get, you know what I'm saying, from making, and like the Spurs still sometimes play like rookies. Harper still sometimes play like a rookie. My goodness, I love him. Stephon Castle sometimes play a little bit out of control. You know what I'm saying? And Brandon Reeves, sometimes you don't even know Darren Fox is on the court. You know what I'm saying? He again, he's supposed to be a special kind of player, man. So it just might just be the one more year, and the Spurs will be there next year. I don't foresee an Oklahoma Thunder three-peat, but this might be the, you know what I'm saying, one more year, a season, and the Spurs will be there next year. But you know, I think what I saw at the last couple games, Brandon, if the Oklahoma City Thunder and they're a high IQ basketball team, they can close out the Spurs in 6.
What's Cleveland do? Let's look at the Cavs. They're eliminated. What do? You got Mitchell, who's going to be commanding a huge contract.
Yep.
James Harden, probably on a rental. What do you do? Coach, obviously, they're bringing him back.
Well, I was shocked that they brought.
And then I saw they want to go out. I saw the very next day. What can the Cleveland Cavaliers do to bring LeBron? Come on.
Unless LeBron just wants to take like a hometown discount.
He don't.
Again,
that's in the world right now.
Yeah, that's kind of pie in the sky. There's been some talk about Cleveland floating out. Obviously, LeBron James is, you know, they cross their fingers, and that probably still ain't gonna happen.
They've got enough for Giannis.
There's been some ideas about them floating out a Giannis trade where they offer.
They have enough, right? I feel
to get Giannis, but then it wasn't necessarily. No, it was the inside press. Like Giannis is going to act like Giannis. You got to give Giannis the ball. Giannis is not timid like Jared Allen. Giannis is not again, I'm saying playing timid. I'm not saying temper. I'm just the temperament is playing timid, like Chris Bosh 2.0 either, man. So, Giannis is 32 years old. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's probably a no-brainer, man. For the Milwaukee Bucks, it's probably a no-brainer. We're trading a younger player for an older player who technically doesn't want to be here anyway, and we don't really have a exit plan. We don't have a strategy plan to build up our team. So I think Cleveland might tap that, tap that vein, lack of better words, to call Milwaukee. Would that be enough? I don't know. You're talking about trading for a MVP, man. So they'd have to give it, but one of the bigs would definitely be in play, for sure. But I don't necessarily see James Harden coming back. Like, you can't run that back. And it's a high question. It's a high question, Brandon, if you should really sign in. If you should really sign and trade Donovan Mitchell. It's a high question if that should happen, a sign and trade.
I can see if I'm a Nostradamus with James Harden.
Back to Brooklyn.
You're in the right conference. I think with a new coach, a new GM, a top 3 draft pick, I think the Chicago Bulls are a landing spot for James Harden.
Man, it's weird. No. It's possible.
I know you say no, but I've been right before.
The Bulls have money, and there's it's really no big risk in them signing.
There's no risk.
James Harden. They have a youth movement. I don't know if the homie wants to play elsewhere after he kind of sees, as he's kind of seen, like they got rid of a fine coach. But again, newsflash. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that theory. I don't have no problem with that theory. I'll say that, Brandon Reed. I think James Harden stays in the Eastern Conference though, but it won't be for Cleveland. He would not be signed with Cleveland.
James Harden to the Bulls. I'm going to go ahead. That's my prediction. But who's their coach? Did they name a coach yet?
The Bulls? No.
Okay.
Toronto's question mark.
Yeah. Anything else NBA-wise, John, that kind of tickled your fancy over the weekend or anything? I know we've got draft coming up locally here. Nobody gives a shit about the draft.
It's
all about what pieces you can do to add to Indiana trade target-wise. Chad Buchanan said in an interview with our good friend, the ride on with JMV on 107.5 The Fan, that they're investigating trades to get that veteran kind of presence there. That can help athletically for defense and offense. This guy, the guy that I like, and he was here in Indiana with Halliburton at a fever game recently, spotted 2 fever games recently. He was with Halliburton. It keeps coming back to that type of level body that you're looking for, the Paul George-esque. I'm not saying Paul George, everybody calm down. I got crucified on Twitter for that a couple weeks ago.
Don't hurt, bro. Don't hurt, Brandon.
But a Trey Murphy III from the Pelicans type. That's the type of athleticism. He was here recently in Indiana. He actually was on a podcast recently and said that he'd love to play with Halliburton at some point. I don't know what trade you do. He's supposed to make $27 million next year with 3 years left.
Dude, the Pacers want to invest, that kind of potential going into I don't think that puts him in like a crazy tax, but it at least puts him in like that first apron potentially. Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
I think of Javonte Murray too, but Javonte Murray's making
I wouldn't be mad at. I don't know how the Pacers could do. I wouldn't be mad at John Collins on a free agent. I think John Collins out there.
Well, I tried to get John Collins like 4 or 5 years ago to this squad. Back, it never worked. I kept trying to bring it to fruition.
I wouldn't be mad with a John Collins rental. 2 years. Something you get in and out of. I wouldn't be mad at that. But yeah, I can see the Pacers. The Pacers are definitely going to make a move. They're not going to do no. Brandon, I don't think they're going to do a supreme team tear up. If you call for TJ McConnell, they probably gonna hang up. You know what I'm saying? If you call for, anybody, any of the starters,
Ben Shepherd and Jarris Walker on expiring contracts.
Any of those.
Toppin.
Yeah, any of those. Anybody on short term. Anybody who was speeding on I-65. You know what I'm saying? The Pacers probably package up for sure.
Cam Jones. By the way, I ran into Obi Toppin at the Indy 500 this past weekend.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, big shout out to him for that.
We got to talk about that for sure.
Yeah. I I got football talk.
I got a little bit, man. Because
I got a lot of football talk. I need to fire up the Jonathan Bird song. He's been too relaxed lately.
I
need you back fired up. What's his nuts? I need what's his nuts here fired back up. By the way, if you don't know what's his nuts, that's Jonathan Bird's song.
That's me.
JMV called him.
That's what I've been christened. That's what I've been christened.
As a good thing. As a good thing.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But yeah,
term of endearment.
Our guy.
It's a term of endearment.
I got a couple. The SEC. I got a couple things with the SEC conference and your boy Sankey and everybody else.
He knows how to piss me off. Say the wrong thing.
So Sankey, actually, first off, let me run through the whole thing and then I'll get your rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Kirby Smart hinted yesterday at the SEC meetings that they're having down in Destin, Florida, that, hey, the SEC, we don't have a problem leaving the NCAA if a college football deal don't get put in place. Part of that is expansion from the 16 to a 24, spending in the NIL era and beyond. He said the SEC, we should just go and try and do it our alone. The Big Ten, the SEC must agree on the expansion, and they don't. The Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, and Notre Dame all are on board for 24 teams. The SEC is against that model currently. And then it comes out today from Brett McMurphy, and my God, I thought that conference was a conference of champions. I don't know, the Big Ten, they must have softened them down there in the SEC, because today, quote, SEC coaches say they were, quote, misled about a 9-game league schedule. They were told the playoff would expand to 16 teams if they agreed. It did not. Quote, John Summerall said from Florida, we felt misled, and it's frustrating. Boy, soft as Charmin, get the toilet paper and the tissues out.
Who's running this empire, man? You had a big conference. I'm talking to you, Greg Sankey. Now you got my attention. You had a big conference, showboat conference. You invited Congress, Donald Trump, whoever else to come to there. It was supposed to be it sounded like it was a dog and pony show. Sounded like the deep state was right. It was just a dog and pony show. Nothing got answered. Nothing got resolved. You telling me the Big Ten? I knew it. I know that, Brandon. The boys up north, the Buckeye Nation, Michigan, the Wolverines, they give a damn about Alabama. They give a damn about LSU. They give a damn about Ole Miss. They give a damn about Auburn. Chump-ass teams year after year. Not in basketball and not necessarily always consistent in football. Stop it. So, like, why would anybody, like, again, they back to square one, man. They back Brandon Reeves. I'm gonna delve more into this because I'm at the point now.
I tagged you on Twitter tonight with the article.
BCS. Bring back the BCS. Bring back the old codgers with big glasses who know more about football than you and I. Because, ladies and gentlemen, there ain't 16. There ain't 12 teams. Year over year, me and Brandon Reeves have been doing this show for 9 years. Right, and even before then, we were smart. Even smarty artists. There ain't 12 teams year over year, different teams that can win a college football playoff. Period. You could put now, if you really want to like embrace progression and change, 8. You know what I'm saying? 12 right. Max. 12 be the max. Because after that, you know what I'm saying? We think about some of the teams that was kind of crying and poo-pooing from the ACC this year that would have made in this 24 playoff. We're going to put Clemson in. I love. You're gonna put a dog, Clay Kaepernick. I'm talking about past year Clemson. They deserve to make the playoff for what?
Notre Dame.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to think somebody else who just kind of tripped over their feet this year. That's a name brand. I can't really think of some. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Auburn. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put them in.
You don't want to say Notre Dame?
Notre Dame would make it a play. But like, remember, hold on. Notre Dame didn't want to play because they got the politics left them out. They would of course, they would make it into a playoff. But then we just adding in another 11 teams because Notre Dame wants to be in. Like Notre Dame, Brandon. Notre Dame is good either way. If they're not in the playoff, you can't serve them up no Papa John's or Jonathan Bird song a bowl game. They're not down with that. So it's either for them. I respect that. For them, it's either playoff or bust, right? But now that Greg Sankey is talking about breaking away from the NCAA, try it. Man, you talking awful ballsies, bro.
It is May.
I guarantee you the distinct, all your licenses, agreements, and from every store, there is the shop to Finish Line to Foot Locker. I guarantee you, I know the NCAA ain't got no power, I get it, but I guarantee you they got you by the balls on that one, friend. You won't be able to sell nothing outside of you and your teams. And dude, that dude's an idiot. Besides that, Brandon, you said Big Ten, you said SEC. I didn't hear the Big 12's name in any of these goings on.
They were on board with the 24.
So okay, great. I get it, man. My little hopes and dreams thinking that 24 is gonna happen. I feel you. I get it. But like I'm telling you right now, America, you can go 24. You can go however many. It's still gonna be year over year. Alabama, Notre Dame, Michigan, Ohio State, one of the Texas teams. And if LSU ever gets their act together, you know what I'm saying, with their governor and their coach and their lies, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it'll be LSU. Outside of that, ain't nobody else winning no national champion. Outside of that, it's just
has Sankey lost his fastball?
Sound like it, Brandon. He did. Once you invited the office of Congress and the Senate, like and then you come out of that and you still it's not resolved. Yeah,
and the coaches are pissed. They felt misled.
The networks.
What's he come out and say? We're getting rid of the cupcake schedule in November. We're going to get rid of that cupcake week. Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing, Brandon. The system still feeds off cupcakes. The system still, you know what I'm saying? The network TV, the small markets, they still feed off the networks. Like, again, man, God bless them. Memphis, Ball State, you know what I'm saying? Illinois State, Northern Illinois, these teams would never get invited to no playoff. They will never. They won't even never get invited. Even if they went undefeated, Brandon Reef, in this new model, they would never get invited, ever. They would get invited to come get blown out by Alabama. They would get invited to come and get that blown out by whoever, Texas or whoever, but they would never get invited to the college football playoff. 2014. Go ahead.
Modaddy 21 says the SEC consists of the whiniest coaches and admins of all time. The SEC had a monopoly on paying players for decades. Once the playing field was leveled, they stopped winning championships.
I can't refute it.
I can't fight it. You're not wrong.
I can't refute it. I'm sure maybe he reaches out to, again, man, a lot of everybody.
It's only May, and Sankey and the SEC are already whining. Are they politicking for an extra score team in the playoff this year already?
Yeah, everybody thought it was great, the disillusion of the Pac-12, and now it's coming back, but it's still not the same Pac-12. And everybody kind of just used the Big 12. They just use them, you know what I'm saying, to try to get by. But
already talking, and this decision was already made before Summerall became Florida's coach. They must have said, "All right, Rook, you have to be the one to speak up."
Good luck, SEC, with that commissioner. Good luck.
Oh, I heard a good interview with Lane Kiffin. He was with the Barstool guys, pardon my take, this past week, just talking about the whole process of leaving Ole Miss. And he said, "Hey, I'm bad at breakups, and I put my foot in my mouth a lot." So he's like, I just kind of accepted. The only one he had a good divorce with was Florida Atlantic. So, but
bad breakup with Tennessee, not a good breakup with USC.
What to expect this year, and he's got
Lane's last stop. This is Lane's last stop. This is Lane's last ride in LSU. This is it.
Also, in college football, John, the swamp up there in Washington, and we've got a lot of politics talk going on this show tonight, which is crazy. They have put, and I actually agree with this, surprisingly, it's got bipartisan approval. There's a bipartisan college sports bill proposing a salary cap. It's called the Protect College Sports Act. It's got four things. Number one, limiting the athletes to transferring to schools one time without a penalty. Number two, limit athletic eligibility a max of 5 years. Number three, prohibit former pro athletes from playing in college.
Yes.
Number four, prohibit schools from poaching a coach from another school during the sports season.
No. Everything else I like till you get to the last one, man.
Why?
It's a free
Let
market
the season be over. It happens in the NFL. It happens in the NBA. They wait till the season's over.
One, this is a shame that we have to make this a pro model.
I understand.
One, it's a shame we have to make this a pro model, and that they have to kind of go through. They have to kind of go to this, and the kids is like, hey man, whatever I negotiated with IU, if I make $5 million and they want me, piss on you, BYU, sorry,
Damn.
dude, they got me. That's what I would say. Okay. Now, the NBA. Now, I thought it was kind of kooky, man. That now we got dudes for like saying I'm just gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go back to school because the school money is a little bit better when they got me selected in the draft. I wanna tell. Yeah, I don't get it, man. Sometimes, like again, I'm not an athlete. You know what I'm saying? You will want to turn professional, right? You would want to go to the NFL. You would want to, regardless of if this you making one-time big money for the year. I still don't get that part. But Brandon Reed, everything that this proposed act, I'm kind of down with. But like salary cap, don't tell me this again. If this school can outbid you, then I think that's what the free market is about.
Yeah, I agree with. I actually like all of it. I really do. I don't think you need a cap for salary. I think you kind of have to have like I'm okay with a soft cap, but based on your conference and stuff, you have X amount of money to use for your recruits, and I think you go by your power four, and then you go your second tier, and you kind of work your way down for that, just so the NIL stuff is right for all. I don't know where you go with approvals and who to kind of lead it. The czar, I'd say Nick Saban, but he's probably a little corrupt himself. Don't
say that. You get us in trouble, man. You get us in trouble with them folks down in Alabama and D-Cot, who's unapologetically Alabama. But
yeah.
Well, what it is, man.
I already got you fired up with Sankey today.
Man, I have no
respect. May 27th, and you're fired up with Greg Sankey.
I'm kind of right. It ain't even. It's May. We ain't got to June yet. I have no respect for Greg Sankey. There's no. I'm not shy about that saying that. I don't.
Are you still blocked?
No, I'm not. Me and him, we can. I don't want to insult the man. I just,
No.
I sent a couple. I guess I sent a couple of zingers his way a couple months ago, and they didn't like. They was like, no.
Shane Steichen said Anthony Richardson, who reported today or this week, is out there on the field, says Richardson and Riley Leonard will both compete for the backup position. Sounds like they're going to keep Richardson. They didn't get any trade bait.
There's potential quarterback controversy there. With competition. I'll say that. I won't say controversy, competition. But if Daniel Jones is not 100%, then I think it's gonna be Anthony Richardson for sure. Brandon, while I was coming in, man, I was kind of listening on the radio, man. They kind of got some quarterback controversy down there in Atlanta with the Falcons, and Tua and the homie, Knicks, potentially like Tua might get to start.
Him and the old IU guy,
Penix. I said Penix. I said Knicks. I'm thinking about too many other basketball. I got basketball on the brain. Yeah, Penix. Yeah, Penix Jr.
I was like, wait, I think it was Denver. Both injury prone.
You could say Penix Jr. has the better arm down the field, but both of them are horribly injury prone. I don't necessarily. Again, this is the open of OTAs, man. I did catch a clip of Mahomes out there. That's scary, dude. It's only been 7. It ain't even been 7 months, and he's out there. You know what I'm saying, running around. That's kind of scary. After ACL, he had another tear in his. I thought ligament tear, but the ACL was gone, man. So, OTAs are here. Here. They're kind of openly talking disrespectfully about AJ Brown coming to the Patriots. Like this, it's not even a secret. Like they just kind of waiting for it to happen. But why would a team like the Patriots, who normally want to get back to the Super Bowl and not with no controversy, why would they want to invite that into their locker room? Because it's not going to go good with him.
No.
It'll go good in Spurs. It's not going to go good in the long term, and they're trying to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know. It's Philly. What can we say? It's Philly.
Well, the Steelers got Atlanta. I think the Steelers got Atlanta game 1.
We got Rodgers. We didn't get to talk about that. He's back. It's a very deep quarterback room. Somebody getting their feelings hurt. It's probably going to be Mason Rudolph.
Well, that'll be all right. They kind of expect that, but they should be off this. I don't know if you're telling me the Steelers got to play Atlanta. I don't know who did their first 4 games in. Man, he's like, I mean, emotionally, your team's going to be on an emotional world tour with Aaron Rodgers because this is his last go round, and every stadium is probably going to give him flowers, man, guaranteed.
What do you do in Green Bay? The news of Josh Jacobs and the domestic,
you got to let the law. LaFleur definitely over his head when it comes to doing anything like this. I feel like, Brandon. I feel like it, man. But you just got to let the facts fall out where they may. The media, of course, going to have a spin with it. You know what I'm saying? Good for us, Crossroads Sports. We don't go into the smut route, but just a bad. It's always bad when you have, NFL players, or anybody realistically, with that kind of on their jacket, domestic violence, man. So hopefully everything clears, man. Hopefully everything clears.
Indy 500, John. By the way, almost 1 million people viewed the Weenie 500 on Friday. So the commentary was hilarious if you didn't catch it. A lot of in the windows in that, which was hilarious. But no, Indy 500, I was there. Felix Rosenquist gets the win for Myers Shank Racing, the Morgan Wallen car. Closest finish in Indy 500 history. Myself and Isaiah will be going. We'll have our show tomorrow, Thursday, and it'll go out tomorrow night as we recap that and the Coca-Cola 600 out in Charlotte. But yeah, awesome race at the Indy 500. The spectacle itself, the pre-race of it, the taps, the back home again, Indiana, you name it, the military tributes, fantastic. The Blackhawks that were flying with it, I got videos of that as well. Very, very cool. And we got the whole race in. I didn't think we were. I really thought we were going to get rain.
Especially with that rain that came in. It came in and went out. But, I didn't think that was going to happen, man. But nobody likes a pause.
Got a feel for David Malukas. He was a guy I put some money on. I thought this was it for Malukas. I really, really did. He finished second last year, second this year. You got to believe, this track picks its winners. She picks who she wants to win. And Honda-powered Felix Rosenquist gets it done this past Sunday.
Yeah, great into the Indy 500, whether you watched it live. I had the TV and the radio on at the time, man, and it was just, like I said,
what a great radio call at the end.
It was just real fast, man, and that's super dangerous, man. The tires connect, man. That's a totally different situation, man.
Yeah,
great ending.
A lot of
names. Yeah, a lot of names. I didn't. My man from Japan, Masato. Didn't he have another top 10 finish?
I believe it was. I think so. I think Sato had. Actually, I got it.
Hey man, this dude. I mean, he's already won it. I don't know why he's still racing. You know what I'm saying?
10th place for Sato.
This dude.
Tino Ferrucci, 8 Indy 500s ran, all 8 in the top 10.
All 8 in the top 10, man. So the Indy 500, and sometimes some of these guys don't even do no other. You know what I'm saying? Indy race. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, man. So man, Indy 500 is where the stars come together, man. So like I said, another great one. I don't know how they could outdo that one, but I know next year they're going to for surely try.
Coke 600, Daniel Suarez wins. The red flag came out late in the race there. They had rain coming through, so Suarez gets the win there for Trackhouse Motorsports. I think the bigger news for that, John, was the memorial that they did kind of in the shocking, and me and Isaiah covered it last week, the shocking loss of Kyle Busch, 2-time NASCAR champion. It came out severe pneumonia, turned into sepsis, and passed away, same age as me, 41 years old, leaves behind a wife and 2 young kids, and a big void in the motorsports world.
Yeah. Just, I mean, the salute by IndyCar at the 500, that was beautiful, of course. Yeah. But like I said, Busch is gonna be missed for sure. He was correct me if I'm wrong. He was getting ready to retire. He was already retired.
He was going to retire in a couple of years, I think was what the plan was. But he still was going to run trucks and all. But they've retired his number right now until Brexton, his son, who's already racing at 11 years old. Wow. About 7 or 8 years, Brexton will be in NASCAR, and he'll end up taking that number. But yeah, just terrible to see. It was last Thursday, and I was at Golf League and looked at my phone, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And
yeah, it come across. Yeah,
man, I just take. How many of these we've done? We've done too many of people passing away.
Unfortunately, unfortunately. People that iconic people that you look up to for sure. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, take care of yourself. I think this one hit me a lot just because I grew up with him and we were the same exact age. You know, and you take a common cold, turns into pneumonia or something, and ends up turning to sepsis. So
yeah, everybody. The first thing people like when it comes up, when it kind of flashes up on my phone, I'm like, man, what? It's always you automatically think the negative, and that's just human nature, I think. But like, man, I'm glad it wasn't nothing negative. I'm glad it wasn't, you know what I'm saying, nothing controversial or you know what I mean, anything like that. Unfortunately, everybody does have a start date and an end date. Plenty of great tape out there. Of him as a racer for anybody, you know what I'm saying, the aspire next generation, but besides his son, you know what I'm saying, you can see like what it is to be, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to make a, you know what I'm saying, here in the racing leagues by following Mr. Busch for
John,
sure.
He and Isaiah, me and Isaiah said it last week on the show. It really shows, and you get in these little worlds, right? NASCAR has their own like kind of little world, and IndyCar has theirs and whatnot. But it just shows the type of impact. Kyle Busch, the most career wins across all 3 series, a 2-time champion. It shows the impact and how much NASCAR is watched or viewed or tuned in on worldwide when you've got even Formula One putting out their condolences for that type for a racer like that, right? And just how much worldwide, how big NASCAR was. Still the global reach that NASCAR
is getting there. Yeah,
exactly. And you know, it's like a week or two ago, we lost also Alex Zanardi. Alex Zanardi was a Formula One racer, got paralyzed, lost 2 of his legs, had to be amputated. So he ended up doing a lot of racing, but he passed away a couple weeks ago, and NASCAR did their little salute as well. So yeah, it's very, very. It's very sad because hearing Kyle leave, and it's going to be a void in NASCAR that we haven't had in some time. Isaiah, you talk about the distance in age between me and Isaiah. He wasn't around when Dale Earnhardt died. I was 16. So I remember that void afterwards and how it felt. And it felt similar, even though it wasn't a car crash like Earnhardt's void in NASCAR those weeks after and the rest of that season. And even after that, yeah, man, it's gonna hurt. So, yeah, prayers to the family and
absolutely.
And then Rowdy, you either liked him or you didn't. There was no on the fence. I was both sides. There's weeks I liked him, there's weeks I didn't like him, and but you never were just in the middle with him. You had a thought one way or another with him. So, prayers to him on that and his family. What else do you have, John, that I don't have for tonight's show?
Nah, I mean,
I'm sorry, people. It's a slowish sports world, which is we've got NBA going on. I know we got baseball, we've got racing, we've got hockey. I know all that, but these shows are a little bit slower, less on the shows, unless huge things happen, or it's college football or college basketball and all that. That's when we do our hour and a half shows and whatnot. So. Yeah, but I'll let you give a preview for next week, John.
Well, I was going to say
not next week, Sunday. Excuse me.
The Cubs is the only team I do believe that has a 10-game win streak in this season. They also have a 10-game losing streak in this season, man.
Yeah,
and we still got to get to. Well, I don't think that they won't be playing in October, but we still got to get to. You still got to get to October. But like, nah, man, Cubs, you know, we love them here in the Circle City. Cincinnati Reds, again, somewhat again struggle bus team. We love them here in the Circle City, man. We'll get to Major League Baseball more in depthly as the season progresses. I guarantee you, man. Brandon Reeves is probably nipping that he wants to give you them judge numbers from Yankees as he's been, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. I want to just talk about the super team that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's all I want to talk about.
Enjoy baseball. We're going to be losing at the end of the year.
Well, Brandon Reeves, hold on. He said this last year. You know, he said this last year, and he said what the date was. So yeah, their collective bargain is probably going to go out the wazoo because
the latest proposal, they wanted a competitive integrity tax on teams to spend that spend under 150 million, and they want to increase minimum salary from 780,000 to 1.5 million, and then increase the base CBT threshold to 300 million.
So that means, ladies and gentlemen, a percentage of owners want to do this, but there's also a percentage of owners that don't want to do it.
And the players don't.
Don't be mad at the players in this one. You know what I mean? Because, like, man, how many times do we got to see the Tampa Bay Devil Rays not do anything? You know what I'm saying? How many times do we want to see? How many? What other teams that we can kind of throw out there that we can? Colorado Rockies. I don't want to be disrespectful, Brandon. I don't want to be disrespectful to their fan bases, man. Well, how many we got to see? They got to do something. They got to spend some money, man. So they just got, you know what I'm saying, baseball franchises just selling, you know what I'm saying, jerseys and hats, and people showing up to games to get good tans, man, and $16 beers, man, and the team's not trying to win. You know what I'm saying? That's a question mark. That becomes a question mark for a competitive. Like, why you got to come to put it something? I mean, that should be like, I bought a franchise. I didn't buy a franchise. You would think it would be like a business, like duh. But like some people don't think like that. They look at their franchise as a business thing, and like, did my business make money or did it lose money? Well, you know. So, but like the fandom expects teams to win, and when cities pour money into teams, they expect them to win too. So. More power to that potential lockout, I guess.
Give me a second. What does this say? At the spring SEC meeting, Sankey cited college football playoff data shows his conference as the nation's strongest, with unmatched depth, competitiveness, and 36% of the national viewership last year. He dismissed the Big Ten national title claims by pointing to close head-to-head losses and SEC blowouts over the other top teams, insisting, quote, this league stands alone, end quote. Sankey also backed the 16-team playoff without Rush, while the league approved tougher scheduling for 2027 to ease a late season game.
Hey, man, Brandon, I can guarantee you, he ain't talking for Ashley Judd and Big Blue Nation. They just got that game turned back on. IU versus Kentucky. You ain't talking. What do you mean? You ain't talking.
He still dismissed the Big Ten's national titles.
He's just talking about, I guess he's just talking about football. He can't be talking about basketball. He cannot be. You talking Purdue? You talking? Who is he talking about?
I think he's talking football. If you look entirely of our football league, we are by far the most competitive, the strongest in football by far.
He said his league, man,
stands alone.
I'm probably gonna get blocked again. Seriously,
this league stands alone. That was Sankey's quote.
He said this league stands alone. Yeah, try that. Hey, they can pump. ESPN can try. They can pump. You know what I'm saying? SEC softball. They won't, man. Ain't
Jonathan after this show, I think he's gonna be. I think he'll be pumping.
Ain't nobody watching SEC softball, ladies and gentlemen. We don't give a damn. We don't. We ready for either World League, Little League, or the college championships, man. Other than that, man, ESPN, SEC, do better.
Hey, man,
do better. Bring back Michael Smith. Bring back Jonathan Burks. Bring back Brandon Reed. That's who you need to hire. ESPN,
breaking
SEC.
It out.
Greg Sankey, get rid of it. Get out of the Greg Sankey business now.
I broke some news earlier today.
WWE's coming.
WWE will be back in September 2026 in Indianapolis. 50,000 views just in the last 8 hours.
He's trying to get goated. He's trying to get goated as the announcer, y'all. He's trying to get goated. You know what I'm saying?
50K is a good number. It keeps going up. So, but yeah, I've got through my sources that WWE will be back in September. People were like, they can't have a PL. I didn't say it was a PLE. I said they are coming back. It could be a SmackDown. It could be a Raw. It could be a PLE. But they're coming back. And at some point, WWE will announce it. And I kept some receipts and some bookmarks that I'll be going back to people once that comes out who don't want to believe me. So, John, talk about Sunday night, 7 p.m.
Oh, Sunday night we have another special show lined up. Me and Brandon Reef, yours truly, Crossroads Sports. You know all those superheroes. Sunday night we have number 55 from Iowa, the one and only AC Earl. Trying to think some of his other accolades right now. Brandon Reef put me on the spot. I didn't know I was gonna be doing a basket. I did a basket. I sent out some information to everybody on the stories about yeah, AC Earl. The 1992 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year is going to chop it up with me and Brandon Reef, man, and we're going to have all those great questions for you that you probably didn't want to ask. But like now, AC Earl, Iowa, drafted by the Boston Celtics. He's wrote a number of books, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So there is life after basketball. But yeah, he's going to be chopping up with with the homies, Crossroads Sport. Tune in 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. If you're on Chicago Moline time like the homie is, it's 6:00. But yeah, tune in with us.
Another SEC thing real quick that just popped up.
Man, trying to make me mad.
Arkansas's athletic director rips ESPN kickoff times for the Utah and Georgia games as a, quote, genuine welfare issue. Here we go. Arkansas's game at Utah on September 12th was announced for a 9:15 Central kickoff, and its SEC opener the following Saturday at home against Georgia was set for 11 a.m. Central Time. The AD for Arkansas said the team likely won't return to campus from Salt Lake City around 6 a.m. on Sunday morning. Quote, the assigned schedule will cost our student athletes nearly a full day of rest and recovery that would otherwise have available to them. He said in a statement, quote, this is not simply a competitive disadvantage. It is a genuine welfare issue for young men who represent our program and contribute greatly to the bottom line of our television partners.
They should have, like the homies did.
Get the issues out for the SEC conference and ADs and coaches.
12 years ago, Northwestern, them homies tried to, they wanted to do a union. They should have, I thought it was crazy. They should have got the union. College athletes need to unionize because now that, okay, we're supposed to go to school. I'm supposed to learn, or you're trying to make the Utah Cougars, or I know it ain't Cougars, but you know what I'm saying. You're trying to make us the Jets. Brandon, where does it stop? Then okay, we have to go play over here, play over there. This time zone, like I'm supposed to just bring my Chromebook with me so I can do my homework. Okay, it's a farce, dude. Unfortunately, they put too much money and trying to, again, this model 24 teams. Otherwise, this is going to continue to happen. You don't need 24 teams. You technically don't even also need this cross. Why is Utah? I don't even know. Why is Utah playing Georgia? It does, like, that's a playoff game. That's what you want in the playoffs, right? You see what I'm saying? So, like, you're going to have to save some of these matchups because the team, man, it's a mess, Brandon. I love it. I love it, though, because I told you so. Brandon Reef has his told you so. Jonathan Burstone got his told you so. So I told you, the more and more you keep on trying to pump this into make it an NFL or NBA model, the more you're going to fail. 76 teams in a tournament, college basketball tournament, stop it. This baloney, stop it. I'm getting upset.
I think I just created our thumbnail for this week's show. I was trying to figure out what
you got it. Is it me like doing this? Is it me losing my mind?
Not you. Give me a second here.
You losing your mind?
Here you go. Greg Sankey crying with a box of tissues.
Man, we're gonna get in trouble. Terms of endearment. Terms of endearment.
That'll be what the what it is.
Me and him gonna be watching The View later on.
How about the Big Ten though? Big Ten, $1 billion year for the Big Ten. Schools receiving a full share took home an average of $79.9 million, while Oregon and Washington received a reduced payout as part of their entry agreements to the Big Ten Conference.
A reduced payout?
Part of their entry.
Yeah.
$1.47 billion for the Big Ten off of last year.
Greg Sankey is up here just, running his mouth then. when you hit me with them numbers, Greg Sankey, you just up here running your mouth. I see what happened, man. You gotta show and prove and to the committee, and you just running your mouth. Thanks, Greg. I'll send you some Kleenexes.
Yeah, it's hold on. Try to see if there was something else. Yeah, it's just interesting to see that. And yeah, man, just people, just a lot of sad executives and coaches and ADs and commissioners down.
We thought we had a deal.
They're panicking. It's only May. We ain't even to August yet.
We thought we had a deal. Why we got to play at 8:00 in the morning?
Anything else, John, before we go?
No, man. Great show, man. Like I said, I can't wait for Sunday, man. Tune in. Jonathan Birdsong, Brandon Reed, AC Earl Sunday. You're going to love it again.
See you guys on Sunday. Follow us on Twitter, on Facebook. You'll see John going off on Twitter.
Absolutely.
The so can't wait to see that. Continue to watch us for breaking news and commentary. No ball game tonight, but we'll hit up game 6 here tomorrow night. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.